Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and today for this week's book review for Thursday is the Vegetable Garden Planner. This is by Lynn, I'm really hoping I don't butcher her name, Byczynski. If I pronounced it wrong, you could yell at me, I don't mind. I'd want to learn. So this literally says a crop-by-crop guide for planning and tracking your garden bounty each year, from seed starting to harvest. So this is a journal of sorts. There are some really good tips and such in the beginning, like we have parsley in our garden in the back that we tried, and it was very, very bitter, and I didn't know why. And I checked a bunch of my other garden books that have parsley in it, and they didn't really specify why, but this did, so that was good. Unfortunately, I got this only a couple of weeks ago, so I haven't, well, our vegetable garden's already going. Um, tomatoes, peppers, lots of basil. Lots and lots of basil. I think we got 4 plants of basil. We have a lot of lavender. I just picked up some Veronica speedwells, which are edible, but they're also pollinators. So 4 pollinators like butterflies, hummingbirds, and bees. So that's important. And rosemary and parsley and I don't know what's in the other one. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But so this would be a really good book for fall, winter, or overwinter, for things like broccoli and onions and things of that nature, as a great log. Or if you're homesteading, or say it's the end of the world kind of thing, and you have to, there's some kind of civil unrest, and you have to rely on your own 2 hands to garden with, being able to keep really good notes is great. So we're going to take a look at this, right? Now this thing on the front here is actually kind of like a bookmark. It's taped on the inside. You can use it to put in between pages so you can see where you are. All right. This is done by 2023. I believe this is Story Publishing, which makes a lot of the books that I like. A lot of homesteading books and survival books are done by Story Publishing. So there's that. So we got contents, how to use the planner, garden basics, the crop records, and all sorts of stuff. So like artichokes and cardone, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Asparagus, basil, beans, beets, broccolis, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all that good stuff. Onions, parsley, parsnips, peas, peppers. So it's the more common vegetables. It's not all the really, you don't have things in here like star anise or mint and things of that nature. These are more of the basic foods for the most part that people typically tend to grow or some version of. Right? Like okra's huge down here, so that's awesome. Spinach, another cold weather plant. How to use this planner. They talk about keys to success, making the most of your journal, getting the timing right. So it's when to plant. Like after frost or just before frost, so it'll germinate at a good time and be protecting the plants from excessive heat depending on where you are. I'm in North Carolina, so like, what is today? 20 somethingth? I don't know what's today's date. July 23rd. We had a nice warm 100-degree day with real field temperatures about 112 to 115, which is unusually hot for this area. But it's been like that for the last couple of years. Talk about frost dates and your average frost dates. So you get average final spring frost, and first fall frost, and year actual frost data, date records, year, final frost in spring, final frost in fall, and then you can figure out your averages. They talk about frost tolerant crops, USDA zones, succession planning, day length. And then there's a whole bunch of reference information in the beginning. So indoor seed starting schedule for spring, outdoor for spring, starting herbs from seeds. Like here it'll show anise, but I don't see it anywhere else in here, so I guess this is just a basic idea. I mean, there are a whole bunch of blank pages in the back that you can put your own stuff in. It's really just a guide to make it easier for you to keep track for your own records, what you're growing, how you're growing it, and if one year you tried something different or you tried something your usual and it didn't work out for whatever reason, and then the next year you tried it again and it worked. Maybe there's some kind of change in there. Maybe there's something in the data that you can track in order to be able to get a really good harvest next time, like a bumper crop. So here's the indoor seed starting schedule for fall. Outdoor as well, expected time frame for seed viability. There's a draw your garden plan, which is just some grid paper where you can use the space to draw your garden plan based on the number of crops you'd like to grow. So there's a couple pages of that. This literally says continued, which is kind of nice. I don't know if you can see that on the screen. And then my crop records. So let's pick something that's already in my garden. Basil. We have four plants. We actually have one basil plant that we've had for like 4 years now. Still growing, still going strong. That's the longest we've ever had basil growing for. It survived winter, it survived freezing temperatures, it survived negative temperatures, and it came back. I mean, it is a perennial. It should technically come back, but it doesn't always. So in here, they talk about TP or DS. I don't remember. I think DS was direct seeding, and TP was, I think that was, growing the seeds indoors for a little while instead of just going direct. I don't remember. I actually think that's my only complaint. I don't remember actually explaining what DT, TP, and DS was in here. If it's in here, I don't remember. And I've read the whole book, but I don't remember. They talk about starting seed, seed depth, germination temperatures, days to germination. Basil grows pretty quickly. Growing temperature, transplant date, spacing, 12-inch in a row, 2 to 3 feet between the rows seems to be kind of high. Right now, I think we have 3 in a container outside, which are within a foot of each other, and they're growing fine. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's a specific variety that they decided to use. I don't know, but it's good to know anyway. Maybe for optimum growth for it. I don't know. But 4 ways to grow: let them flower, pinch root and plant, grow for an extended tender harvest, bring indoors. So there's all these nice notes, and then you have this page that you get to fill out. Ideal seed starting dates, spring and fall, and years. Your varieties, sources, so where you bought it. So if you got the seed through like your local home and garden place like we did, we got it from Lowe's Home Improvement, their plant department. So you could put that as a source. If you have a local nursery, you could use it as a source. If you grew it from seed, you could use it as a source. Where did you get the seeds? What kind of brand? What kind of variety? Which makes sense up there as well. So this way, if you have one type that grows really well, and you picked another type because it was on sale or whatever at some point, you can try to see what worked best and then go back to the whenever that worked, and this way you'll know. Now, date, notes on seed starting, cultivation, harvest, yield, and flavor. So it doesn't have to be one date. It could be, August of this year, maybe next year, and so on and so forth as necessary. And you can continue from there. Now you can say, well, what happens when you run out of pages? There is a whole bunch of empty pages in the back. They're all different colors, which is kind of cool. You don't have to match it to whatever was there originally, but they're blank, so you can still gives you the same information, just without the added notes on the side. You can go from there, and there's a lot of them. I think there's over 100 pages worth. Let's see. Starts on page 90, ends at 202. So yeah, from 90 to 202. So you have a lot of pages worth of that for additional sheets. But there's all sorts of stuff in here: salad mixes, baby greens, radishes, potatoes. I've never had any luck growing potatoes, or carrots for that matter. So I might try them coming up. We do have peppers in our backyard. We have one plant of green, one plant of red, planted at the same time, and there are tomatoes on the opposite sides of them. They're in the same bed. Probably not where they should be. The tomatoes should probably be farther away so they don't block sunlight from the peppers. But we were limited at the time, and I decided to get them just, you know, they were on clearance. I picked up 2 for really cheap, and so far they're doing really well. We'll go from there. So they talk about peas and parsnips and parsley. This is the one I had a problem with. I think this is the one that said it. Red sorrel might be in the front for their parsley. Where we have 2 different kinds. We have both the curled and flat leaf ones, and last time we put them on a meal, they were bitter. And I think they had gone to flower at some point, and we didn't notice it. And yeah, that wasn't great. So we just cut them back recently. I've grown onions in the past. I've never had much luck with them, but we'll try it again soon. Okra, it's not bad. Melons and watermelons, leeks, garlic. I grew garlic too. Garlic actually came out really well. Even store-bought garlic. Food Line by here, Food Line Supermarket and Publix says garlic that grows really well in the ground. And huge, huge garlic cloves that come out of it. Those lasted for a very long time. Corn. Corn is actually grown locally by a lot of the farms around the area. I don't have the space to grow corn because I have a whole bunch of stuff that's high up, that's like 8 feet above where all the rest of the plants are, so I'm limited to where I can plant. And these grow kind of high and could be a problem. And they were one year where we had all sorts of beetles on them. But we tried it out of curiosity. So this, I like this. Now, I'm going to put a link to where you can find this in Tractor Supply, where I purchased the book. And I also did find it on Amazon, because not everybody has a Tractor Supply near them. Typically goes for about 19 bucks. Right now it's on sale on Amazon for $16.37. And that's about it. I mean, take a look. You might like it. I like to be organized, so when it comes to something like this, where I'm trying to subsidize my food income, because food has gotten so expensive between tariffs and crazy weather and everything else, I'm growing my own more, and I'm actually helping some of the neighbors and my landlord with it. So, it's a good choice. I mean, there are other ways to. I'm actually going to show another planner probably next week, which was a request by a viewer. It took me over a year to find the book. I had one, couldn't find it, went to go buy another one, couldn't find it anywhere. Every time I ordered from Amazon, it was out of stock. And I eventually did find it in a Barnes & Noble, which was like 3 hours away for me to get it. But I did pick one up. That'll be for next week. But I do like this one. This one I do actually think I like better than the other one. But yeah, take a look, see if you like it. And link will be in the description. Thank you for watching. Questions or comments, leave them below, and I will answer them as soon as I can. Other than that, have a great evening, and have a great harvest. Thank you for watching.